Breaking tonight, a new bombshell in the investigation into Hillary Clinton's email scandal. The State Department now says it cannot find any of the emails from the Clinton staffer responsible for setting up the infamous private server. None of them. Joining me now, Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Anna Napolitano. All right, so I don't know if this is a bombshell. Is this a bombshell?
It's something that causes it closer and closer to a perfect storm for Mrs. Clinton. There's a lot of moving parts. Last week, her 5 closest aides were interviewed by the Department of Justice and the FBI. One of them reportedly said, I don't remember, I don't remember, I don't remember. Red flag to the FBI. Next week, Mrs. Clinton will be interviewed by the FBI, even though she told all kinds of reporters over the weekend, I've never heard from them. Of course, she never heard from them. Her lawyer has heard from them. Next week, her closest aides will be giving a deposition, an examination under oath outside of the courtroom on the whereabouts of emails. Now we find out tonight that the most significant of her staffers, the guy she paid $5,000 to commit a felony, to migrate her secret emails from a government server to a non-secure personal server. Her IT specialist, they can't find his emails. And at the same time, we learned there's a debate going on in the Kremlin between the Foreign Ministry and the intelligence services about whether or not they should release the 20,000 of Mrs. Clinton's emails that they have hacked into and received and stored. All of this is happening at once.
Oh, boy. But wait, now let me walk you back to the use of the F word. And I'm not talking about mofo.
Right.
I'm talking about felony.
Right.
Because that remains to be seen. And the leaks that we got over the past couple of days were that they're not finding any intentional conduct by Mrs. Clinton in connection with this server that would be needed to justify these charges.
I am sorry that those leaks are coming out because they are absolutely wrong. And they're being leaked by people ignorant of the law. Because this statute, espionage, the failure to keep secure state secrets that have been entrusted to you, does not require that the government prove intent.
It doesn't. It's not an intent law.
Correct. It is the rare federal crime that the government can prove by gross negligence. So your listeners can tell us if 2,200 emails containing state secrets sent or received via a non-secure server is enough for gross negligence.
They may not find that. I get your point, but that just because the number itself does not mean she was grossly negligent. It does depend on the content of what was in there.
They can prove intent if they want to, because there's an email from Mrs. Clinton to one of the 5 of her aides saying, that document you have that says secret on it, white out the word secret. I want to read it tonight. Fax it from your home fax machine to my home fax machine. Now, if that's not an intention to move a state secret from a secure place to a non-secure place, you tell me what it is.
But it depends on who originated the top secret designation, right? If it came from the State Department, wouldn't it be within her purview to say, it's not top secret, I've declared it thus?
No, because on her first day in office, she signed an oath. And that oath says a document is secret because of the contents in the document, not because it is declared or stamped secret. And she promised that as the Secretary of State, she understood her obligation to recognize secrets when she sees them, whether they're marked secret or not.
Look at him go. You can tell he had a career in the courtroom.
Well,
banging on the table.
I'm disappointed that her people are spreading false information, but it does tell you this politically. They are worried.
Well, it's always a little when all the staff gets interviewed and then you know they're coming for you, and it's very scary. I mean, it's never happened to me, but I imagine it'd be very scary, and I never want it to happen to me. That's why I know the judge and I have him on every week. I think our relationship is intact.
Our relationship's a great one. This is all happening to her at once.
Great to see you, Judgy.
Pleasure.
Also, Idala, I really can't stand him, but he would be good to have in your corner in case of an emergency. Just kidding, I love him like a brother. Coming up, the growing questions over a picture of a group of West Point cadets and the message they were trying to send here.